Hi everyone, welcome all of you to our YouTube channel. Today in this tutorial, I will explain you how you can use the combination of index and match formulas to replace the functionality of VLOOKUP function in Excel. In other words, how can we use index and match formulas as an alternative to VLOOKUP in Excel. Before jumping into today's tutorial, if you still haven't subscribed to our channel, please hit that subscribe button. And if you still haven't followed our LinkedIn page, please follow that too so that you can stay tuned with the latest updates and insights. For starters, let me explain the limitation in VLOOKUP function. Usually, VLOOKUP is a very powerful formula. Most of the times, it would be one of the best formulas that you will use in Excel ever. Trust me on that, right? So that being said, why VLOOKUP cannot be used in some of the cases? This is the reason. If you take a data set, VLOOKUP can only look to the right of the value that you are looking up. That is the limitation. It can only search to the right to the value that you are looking up. For an example, if you see here, let's say I want to see if the value monitors is present in this data set, right? So what I would do is so now like if you do an eyeball check, you know it is present in the third column of this data set. So let's type VLOOKUP equals VLOOKUP. The lookup value would be monitor. Table array would be this entire range. And then I will give it the column index number that you want to return. As a habit, let's give it 1, right? And then whether you want an exact match or an approximate match. In this case, you want an exact match. So I will give it false and then I will complete the formula, hit enter. See, you are getting an error. The reason is it cannot specifically sort of map this value to this table range, because if you see the first column of that table range is product ID and this doesn't match that value. So if monitors was here, maybe it can give it. See, you get the result, but unfortunately the value that we are looking up is here, right? So if you were to use VLOOKUP, you could have done this. Feed the VLOOKUP value. So table array would be this section. Now you get an exact match. Type false. Oh sorry, I forgot to enter the column index number. It would be 1, comma, hit enter. See, you got monitors, right? So that would be the workaround if you really want to use VLOOKUP in a situation like this. But most of the times this is not very practical because you are not just looking up one value, one attribute. You may have, your data set might have like 10-15 columns, and in a scenario like this is not, I would say, the best approach, right? So that is when index and match comes to our help. Okay, let's see first what index and match is. Basically, index is like, as the name suggests, it is exactly like an index in a book. So in a book index, what you do is you get the keyword and then you look up that keyword in that in that index, and then you get the corresponding page number. Likewise, in the index function, you give, in this case, if you relate to the index in a page, you give 2 keywords instead of 1 keyword. That is the row number and the column number. Then as the result, you get the corresponding value at that particular location. It's like you are feeding longitudes and latitudes in a GPS. When you feed longitudes and latitudes to a GPS, you get the corresponding location, right? That's exactly how index function works. Let's see it in action. So here, for the demonstration purposes, let's assume that my objective here is to get the value in the third row of the second column. Third row is this, second column is this. So it should be Elite Desktop, right? Let me highlight it so that we know what we are doing. And now let me type index here, index, right? Array would be this entire thing, entire table. I am not using absolute referencing in this case because it's just a demonstration. Row number would be, row number is row number 3. And then the column number would be column number 2, right? Hit enter. See, you got Elite Desktop. So that is in a nutshell what index does, right? So at this point, you might have figured index is not a very flexible formula in its own right, because you have to sort of hard code the row number and the column number into the formula. So in most of the cases, that is not the situation that we are in, right? That is when match comes to your help, right? Usually when you combine these two formulas, you get a very powerful outcome. Before jumping into the combination of the two, let's see what match does, right? Match is a pretty straightforward function. What match does is, when you feed a lookup value and the corresponding lookup array, it will give you either the row number or the column number that that particular value is in, right? So if you type match, and here let's say the lookup value is monitors. Now I know that monitors is in this column, column C. So I will select that entire column. And now I am giving it an exact match. I want to get an exact match. Now since we fed it the column number, we'll get the corresponding row number, right? Row number 8. If you see, it is in row number 8, right? This is the value that you are doing the lookup. One thing to be careful when using match is, I mean, it's something that some people get confused. If you want to get a row number, you want to give the corresponding column, right? So in this case, we wanted to get the row number. That is why we fed the formula the column. In a column only you can find the row number, right? Vice versa, if you want to get the column number, you want to feed the function a row, right? In a row only you can locate a particular specific column number, right? That is how it does. That's how the logic is. Cool. Now that we have a basic understanding as to what index and match does, let's see how we can use the combination of these two as an alternative to VLOOKUP, right? Here my requirement is, when a user enters the product category, he or she must get the corresponding product ID and the reorder point of that particular product ID as the result or the output, right? So in this case, I am not able to use VLOOKUP because the value that I am looking up is monitors and it is the third column. If it was the first column, if I did the lookup using the product ID, then for sure, easily I could have used VLOOKUP. But in this case, here the user enters only the product category, and then the formula that we are crafting in Excel should be intelligent enough, should be smart enough to pull in the corresponding product IDs and the reorder point, right? So here's how we can achieve this using index and match. I will start off the things using index, array. So for array, it will be this entire selection, entire table, and I will lock the cell references using F4. Second parameter would be the row number. Now here's when match comes to our help. Instead of hard coding the row numbers and column numbers, we will get the help of match to pull in the row numbers and column numbers dynamically, right? So here, to pull the row number, I will use match here, match. Now the match wants a lookup value. Here the value that you are looking up is monitors, right? In the index function, you first give it the row number. So to get the row number, you want to feed the corresponding column, right? In this case, it's this. Cool. Sorry. First, you need to give the lookup value is monitors, and then the lookup array would be this one, this column C, and match type would be an exact match. So I will give 0, close parenthesis. Second, now you need to give the column number. We are again using match here. Match column number is related to this product ID. So the lookup value should be product ID, and in this table, product ID is in the very first row. So I'm selecting that entire row. I hit F4 to lock the cell references. Oh, sorry, for some reason I have forgot to enter the lookup value here. Lookup value would be product ID, and then lookup array. Product ID is present in the topmost row. I will select that, and then I will lock the cell references, and then match type would be 0. Close the parenthesis again to end the formula. To complete the formula, hit enter. See, P007. Monitors are in P007, right? So now I want to repeat the same drill to pull in the reorder point. I will do the same here. I will start things off index here. Index, reference, or the table array would be the entire table. Hit F4 to lock the references. And then the row number, I will use match to pull in the row number. Like the one before, we'll reference monitors as the lookup value. and monitors are in column C, so I will give that column. And then match type would be 0 or an exact match. And then again, to pull in the row number, I will do the same thing. Hit match, type match. Lookup value would be reorder point, and reorder point is in this top row, right? Comma, and then the third parameter would be the match type. It would be an exact match. Close the parenthesis 2 times, complete the formula, hit enter. See, you got 40. P007, the reorder point is 40. If you make it 50, it gets updated, right? Alright guys, that is how you can use the combination of index and match as an alternative to VLOOKUP. This will come really handy when you are given a dataset and you want to search a value, and as a result of VLOOKUP's limitations you cannot use VLOOKUP. In such a case, you can easily use this formula, this workaround, to get that done. Also, before wrapping up today's tutorial, I want to point out the fact that these index and match functions are powerful in their own right too. In our future tutorials, we expect to bring you videos that will help you to understand how you can use index and match as individual functions to achieve very efficient and powerful outcomes. That being said, now it's time to wrap up today's tutorial. If you liked our video, please press that like button and share it among your friends as well. And if you still haven't subscribed to our channel, please hit the subscribe button and don't forget to press the bell notification icon as well. That way you will never miss an update from us. So thank you so much for watching until the end. Until next time, take care and goodbye.